In today's video, we'll learn about decimals. What are decimals? Decimals, it's nothing but another way of representing fractions. Decimals are nothing but another way of representing fractions. Like suppose if we have half of chocolate, how we write half? Half in fraction we write 1/2. To represent same in decimal, how we write it? 0.5, right? So it's just another way of representing fraction. If we have 1/4, then we write 1/4 in fraction. In decimal we write it 1.25, right? Similarly 3/4 in fraction, in decimal it is 0.75. Okay, so decimal is nothing but another way of representing fractions. Okay, decimal always consists of two parts. Like suppose for fraction we have 1/2. Okay, so we say 1 is a whole number and 1/2 is a fraction here, right? For decimal we have 3, the part which comes before the decimal point. This is whole number, this is our decimal point, and this is our fraction value. Okay, so what are decimal? Decimal is another way of representing fraction, and decimal consists of 3 parts: the whole number, the decimal point, and the fraction value which is after the whole number. Okay, and how we read it? We read it 3.25. If it is 35 here, we read it 35.25. Okay, now let's see few terms of decimals. If we have written any number, like I am writing 3, 2, 5, 6, what we say? This is the 6 is at ones place, 5 is at tens place, 100, and 3 is at thousand place. Okay, if the same number, if it goes after decimal, like suppose it is 2.3256, okay, we have the term tenths, tenths, tenths. It's not tens, it is tenths. Okay, hundredths and thousandths. In decimal. So here the first number after the decimal, here it is tenth. Okay, the second number it is hundredths position. Okay, the third it is thousandths position, and so on. Okay, here from end we started. Here at the starting we started, the first number after the decimal is tenths, the second is hundredths, and the third is thousandths. This is important because it will help you to solve the problem. Now what are tenths? What are tenths? When we divide 1 into 10 equal parts, if we divide 1, this is one complete strip. If I am dividing it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 10 equal part, then each part, right? Suppose I have to write this in fraction, the shaded part of the strip. How I'll write it? 1/10, total part 10. How I'll write it? 1/10, total parts are 10 and one part is shaded, so 1/10. Similarly, if I have to write this in fraction, in decimal form, how will write it? 0.1. 1 will go at the tens place. 1 is at the tens place because the one strip is divided into 10 equal parts. So this is our tens place, right? How will we read it? 1/10. Okay. Similarly, if we have a circle, and I have divided into 10 equal part again, and 3 part of the circle are shaded. So how will write it? The total parts of circle are 10 and shaded part are 3. In fraction it is 3 by 10. In decimal it is 0.3. So this is again written as 3 tenths. 3 tenths of the part of the circle is shaded. Okay. Now hundreds. Is represented as 1 by 100th, and in decimal it is 0.01. This is our 100th place. The second place from the decimal it is our 100th place. It is 0.01. Suppose we have a number 13 by 100. How will we write it? 0.13. Okay. Similarly, if we have for thousands, okay, if we have 13 by 1000 here, I will write it 0.013. Why we are writing 0.013? The first one thing you can keep in mind is, like, let's take some example where we'll convert fraction into decimal and decimal into fraction. That will give you more clear idea. Suppose we are first converting fraction into decimal. This type of sums are asked in exams. Fractions into decimals. Okay, so let's take an example where we have to convert 5 by 10 fraction into decimal. Now we know it has total number of parts is 10 and we have 5. So how we can write it into fraction into decimal form? 0.5. Okay, similarly if it is 5 by 100, you can write it as 0.05, and by 5 by 1000 you can write it as 0.005. How will come to know that as, let's see, if it is 5 by 10, we have 10 here. The number of, just to make it simple, the number of 0 here is 1. So the number will go just after the decimal point. The number of 0 for 100 here is 2. Then will be 2 numbers after the decimal point. The number of zeros here are 3. There will be 3 numbers after the decimal point. So if it is 5 only at the top, we'll add the zeros and we'll make it 3. The 0 should be added at the start. If it is 5 only, we'll add the 0 at the start and we'll make it 0.5. Suppose for 100 we have, instead of single digit 5, we have 2 digit 13 by 100. We have 2 zeros. Anyways, we have to write 2 numbers, but we already have 13 here. So we'll write it directly 13. We don't need to add any zeros here. Similarly, if we have 13 by 1000, how we'll write it? We need 3 numbers. So 0, 1, 3. And 13 by 10, only 1 number after the decimal point, because it is 1 0 here, so we'll write 1.3. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let's see few more examples where we convert the fractions to decimal. Suppose we have 142 by 10 in fraction. We know as it is 10, as it is divided by 10, we need only 1 number after the decimal point, so we'll write 14.2. I hope this is clear. You can keep this trick in mind. It is very easy. It will help you to solve the problems. So as it is 142 by 10, we need only 1 number, so we'll put the decimal point before 2. Okay, if it had been 142 by 100, there are 2 zeros, we need the decimal point before 2 numbers, so it will be 1.42. Okay, and if it had been 142 by 1000, there are 3 digits, 3 zeros, 1000, so we need the decimal point here, that is 0.142. Okay, I hope decimal points are clear. How to convert fraction into decimal points? It's very simple. We need to put the decimal point at that position. As it is 14 by 10, as it is divided by 10, here we need the only tenths position after the decimal point. That is only one number after the decimal point. As it is divided by 100, here we need till 100. We need till 100 after the decimal point. So here we can write 0.14. Okay. Now suppose we have given few numbers in fraction and we need to convert it into the in decimal, and we need to convert it into fraction. Like it is 0.11 and we need to convert it into fraction. We know there are 2 digits here. That is, the decimal point is written such that 100 place is there. So how we can write it? 11 by 100, because there are 2 numbers here. If we'll go with the easy trick, there are 2 numbers here, we need 2 zeros here. Okay. If it is 3.07, again there are 2 numbers here. It is still 100th place, so it will be 307 by 100. Okay. Suppose it is 0.8. There is only value at 10th place. Okay. So we can write it as 8 by 10. Okay. Suppose it is 5.842. The decimal point, how many places are there? It is still tenths, hundredths, thousand. It is still thousands. That means 3 numbers are there. So how we can write it? 5842 divided by thousands. You know the first number after the decimal point 256. Suppose it is 3256. The first is tenths. So here the number is still tenths. So we will divide it by 10. The second is hundredths. Here it is still 100, 0.711, 10 hundredths. So we'll divide it by 100. And this is thousandths position, right? So here in this case we have tenths, hundredths, thousands. So we'll divide it by 1000. Okay. This is how you convert decimals into fractions and fractions into decimals. Just keep this point clear. Depending on tenths, hundredths and thousands, you can convert the value. These types of questions are asked in exam. Find out the fraction values of the decimals. Decimals, convert the decimals into fractions. Okay. Suppose they have asked us 68 thousandths. What is 68 thousandths? Okay, 68 thousandths, how we can write it? 68 divided by 1000, right? Because it is 68 thousandths, that means it is being divided by 1000. Okay, and if it is 68 by 1000, the value should go till thousandths place. So in decimal, how we can write it? 0.068. This is our thousandths place. The value should go till thousandths place. So it is 0.068. If it is 29 hundredths, suppose it is 29 hundredths. Okay, 2900, how we can write it? 29 divided by 100. That's what they have given us. As it is hundredths, so value should go till 100 place. So it is 0.29. This is our 100 place. 2 zeros, 2 numbers. Okay. So this is how you convert fraction into decimal, decimal into fractions. I hope this is clear to you. In another video, we'll see what are like decimals, unlike decimals, and other computation operations which we can perform on the decimals. Keep studying, keep learning. Thank you for watching.